let's talk about the Defenders. So, yeah, the Defenders, I really, really enjoyed it. I actually enjoyed it a lot. It was just, it was cool seeing all four of these characters together because they're from the comics. They are like, they come together. And to see all four have Netflix shows, and maybe, yeah, some were definitely better than others. But to see all four characters together was great. I really enjoyed it. And the characters were awesome. And the action was pretty great. And yeah, there are slow moments in the TV show. It started out really slow. It definitely started out slow, and but it really picked up once we got towards the end of the second episode, into the third episode, where I thought it was just, I thought it really picked up. All four of them came together, and it was like, yeah, seeing all four of them together, fighting together was great. I mean, you see that hallway scene from the trailer. That's in the series. That's really, really cool. I mean, that's the first time you kind of see them together fighting, and that was really awesome to see. And these characters were really, really, I mean, just see their actors play them well, at least for the most part. I think, of course, Daredevil played, like, Matthew Murdock, played by Charlie Cox. I think he's, of course, I think they focused maybe a little bit on him more than other characters, and he's definitely, I mean, he's great as Daredevil, Matt Murdock. And yeah, Charlie Cox brings in this like series, as he's done on the first two seasons of Daredevil. He's really good. I mean, just see his story go into this, like, and really pick up. I think he was really good, and it's kind of picked up where he's kind of like dropped, where he doesn't want to be Daredevil anymore, but he does come back to do it for the show. So I think, yeah, it is really good. And then, of course, like Kristen Ritter as Jessica Jones. I mean, Jessica Jones is a series that I like. Maybe not as much as Daredevil, but I did like it. And Jessica Jones really brought the comedy to this show. I thought she was really good. And of course, you got Luke Cage. Luke Cage is awesome, and Mike Coulter playing him is really, really good in the role. And I like Luke Cage for the most part in the show. I think, especially the first half of the season, the second half of the season where it drops off when a moment happens. You probably know what that moment is. But here in the Defenders, Luke Cage is great. I love his, like, he's like very noble, of course. He doesn't want to get into this, but yeah, if it's for the good of New York, the good for his neighborhood, the good for Harlem, yeah, he's definitely going to try to like defeat with like the villains who are the Hand in this show. And of course, you've seen him in the Iron Fist and Daredevil, and then to the Iron Fist we go, and Finn Jones as Danny Rand. I think it's better. And the Iron Fist was a show that, well, I didn't think it was as bad as the critics said. I didn't think it was that good at all, and he was kind of whiny sometimes. And you definitely see it here, but I think he's done it better. And it helps when you have like focus on the other four characters. But really, I mean, I didn't expect to be the like Danny Rand and Iron Fist be a big focus in this show, and he actually is a big focus. And I'll talk about more of that later when I talk about spoilers. But I thought it was like he was actually decent in this show. And then Sigourney Weaver. Sigourney Weaver, the villain in the show, I thought she was really good. And they made her intimidating without making her too much like physically imposing. And she was sort of a physical threat. They did show that in the show. Yeah, but I really liked her in the show, and yeah, I thought she brought a lot to it. And then you got Elodie Young playing Elektra. You've probably seen the trailers, Elektra in the trailers, and she's definitely a big part of the show. I really like their inclusion of her in this show, and yeah, she's just gorgeous, and she is like a big part of the show. Yeah, I really liked it, and definitely there are other like characters in the show that appear. Foggy, you got Gauze in the show. There is another character you did not see in the trailers that comes back. You've seen him in one of the shows before, and yeah, I'll probably talk about more in the spoilers, but yeah, I didn't really like his character. I think he's annoying sometimes, but yeah, I'll talk about more of that later. But overall, the show was really, really awesome. The action was great. There are slow moments where you get like the start of the season, and then you go to like the middle of the season where there's slow moments, and there's a little bit of like detective work. Well, not so much detective work, but it's kind of like investigating work and investigating what like part of what's going on with like the Hand, of course. So yeah, but I really enjoyed it. It is it's a good watch. I mean, if you've seen the Netflix series, like the Marvel Netflix series, I think you really enjoy this and getting the backstory from all those Netflix shows. If you haven't seen it, well, I don't think you have to see those to enjoy this. Just watch this show and then you can go back and watch that and see all the backstory with the hand and all the other characters. But with this show, I really liked it. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 because, yeah, it's really enjoyable and I really love seeing all 4 of the characters in action together. Yeah, it was awesome. So let's go into spoilers. I'm talking about the big moments in this show, which, yeah, the moments I really, really enjoy and the moments I really want to talk about. And let's start off with episode 3. So, of course, we got a slow start of the season, of course, where everybody's figuring them out, and they show how they lead into the story, how each character leads in the story. But episode 3 is where we got them come together. They come together the first time in the Midland. I forgot the building was called, but that's where, of course, Sigourney Weaver and the Hand were. And you see all 4 of them in action. It's a hallway scene. It was awesome. That was really, really good. I mean, you see Iron Fist, of course, going there first, and then all these guys, at the table, they're part of the Hand. They all get up, and Iron Fist is fighting them. Luke Cage comes in, and then, of course, Jessica Jones and Daredevil come in, and that was a really, really great fight scene. I really loved that. That was I think that was probably, until we get to the last episode, I think that was probably the best fight scene in the season, which is pretty cool. And then you have the Chinese restaurant later, and that was the big shootout and stuff. And that's where, of course, Elektra was part of it in that building, of course, the hallway scenes. But I mean, Elektra comes in and it was she's her and Matt Murdock. I mean, yeah, just see her in this show was pretty good, and her and Matt Murdock, just their storyline was so great. So after the shootout, the Chinese restaurant, all that fighting going on, they of course go to that abandoned building, of course, where, yeah, they have to actually tie up Danny Rand because he wants to go over the Hand and try to fight them, and the Hand wants them because he's the key to probably destroying New York. So, yeah, and of course they tie him up, and soon Elektra comes by, and she actually kills Stick. Stick was in the show, of course, I forgot to mention him, and he gets, killed off. Well, I don't know if he's officially dead because they didn't really, I guess, go over his death too much. They showed him dead on the floor, but, people come back. And, people go come back at the end of this show. So, yeah, but, yeah, that was, an intense moment. Elektra killing Stick. And there's also involved with the chase, of course. So, that's why I think he might be coming back later in Daredevil Season 3. We'll see about that. Moving over to episode 6, and that's where we see Sigourney Weaver's character, Alexandra, die. And you see Elektra just come behind her and kill her. And then, of course, she says his name was Matthew. And I was damn, I was, shocked that happened because, yeah, I was almost disappointed because I wanted Sigourney Weaver's character to be the villain to the end of the show, and yeah, I just thought I thought we were gonna get another Cottonmouth, but I actually think it actually worked out because Elektra was really good throughout the ending of the show, she was great, but. Nothing away Sigourney Weaver, she was also great. Go to the final moments of the show, of course, the fight scene under the Midland building, of course. And yeah, that was a great fight scene, of course. And of course, we have another fight scene, of course, with Colleen, you have Claire, and then you have Misty Knight coming in, and they're facing Bakudo. Bakudo was a character I was going to mention earlier. He comes into the show, of course, from Iron Fist, and boy, I just find his character annoying. I don't know, just the way he talks. I just find his character really annoying. And of course, that's a moment where we see him cut off Misty Knight's arm, which that was I didn't see that coming, but of course, in the comics, she has the cybernetic arm, and she fights alongside Colleen, which I hope to see later. Maybe if Iron Fist and Luke Cage come together for a show, so we'll see. But of course, the fight scene was great at the end. And of course, seeing Daredevil and Elektra stay behind, of course, in the rubble as the building comes down. That was a powerful moment, and to see them, yeah, together. Of course, everyone thinks Daredevil is dead, and of course, he's not. They need a third season of Daredevil. His show's too great to kill him off, and eventually we do see at the very end where he's in a room with nuns, and one of the nuns calls out Maggie, which I didn't know what that meant at first, and I looked it up, and that's his mother. His mother is named Maggie, and that's referring to her, so that's interesting where it's going to lead in the third season. And how did he get out of there? I don't know. Maybe Elektra with her being all powerful now. Did she get him out of there? And hopefully Elektra's still alive too, which, yeah, they don't want to tease killing off again, but we'll see. But that's intriguing, and yeah, but this show, what a great show, the Defenders, and really culminated well. And yeah, how it's gonna lead into the next seasons, we'll see. I'm kind of hoping Iron Fist and Luke Cage come together for a show, because I feel like those shows combined would make a really good show. So I think it'd be great. And of course, see Colleen and Misty Knight, as I mentioned, come together and fight alongside, and that would be cool. So we'll see how that goes. So yeah, overall, Defenders was great. I probably missed something in the show, but yeah, that was show was great, and hope you enjoyed it, and hope you enjoy watching my review on this channel. You can check out more stuff from me on this channel. You can also check out me on Stardust, Courtney Rudolph. Follow me there. You can also review and react to other TV shows and movies. You don't need a camera, you just need your phone. So yeah, check that app out. It's really great. So until next time, folks, I'll see you guys later, and I am out.